Ronen and Orna Neutra have been among the biggest advocates for a hostage deal. Their son, Omer, was one of the Americans being held by Hamas. The Neutras told their son's story at the Republican National Convention in July, later meeting with President Biden at the White House. Just last month, the IDF confirmed their worst fears: their 21-year-old son presumed to be dead. Ronen and Orna Neutra join us live here on the Hill. Thank you both for being with us tonight. Appreciate your time. I can't imagine what's going through your mind right now. Obviously, President Biden celebrating this, President-elect Trump celebrating this. What is this moment like for you right now? And when you learned of the news, what were your first thoughts?
Mixed emotions. Obviously, we've been anticipating this moment for such a long time, since the last deal in late November 2023. We haven't had any hostages brought back through an agreement, and we've been advocating and fighting for this agreement, for this deal since then. Obviously, for us personally, the feeling is bittersweet because, for 422 days, we were fighting to bring our beloved son back home alive. And on day 422, we were notified that he's no longer among the living. And our fight has changed. But we're still in it. It's not over.
Yeah.
We've been in it since October 7th. And until we bring him back, for proper burial, which he deserves, an honorable burial, then we can't rest.
Do you, Ronen, do you believe that Hamas will see this through?
Listen, this is a deal with the devil. This is not a good deal. But on October 7, 2023, they took 250 people out of the beds, and people and soldiers like our son, a first responder, rushed to the border to try and defend the villages. And unfortunately, we have to do a deal with the devil. We believe that President Trump's strong statements and helped bring us to this point after a long, hard work of the Biden administration. And we are at the point where this deal can go through, but it really depends on both parties, the Netanyahu government and Hamas. And of course, Hamas is a terrorist group, and we need to make sure that this deal goes through because we want our son back. It's the first stage that this deal is right now signed for is for only 33 hostages.
Yeah,
there are remaining hostages, and the total number is 98, among them our son. And we feel, as Orna said, that if he deserves, as a first responder, a proper burial, and we need to have closure.
So we're in this really unique moment right now because it's 5 days left of the Biden presidency, and then right after that, of course, 4 years of the Trump presidency, and it will be the Trump administration who will then take the lead on overseeing sort of the implementation of this deal. What would your message be, Ronen and Orna, for the incoming Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump?
The moment we heard the conclusion, the way the elections were decided, we immediately met with Jake Sullivan from the National Security advising team for President Biden, and our first request was, please reach out to the Trump team, bring them in, and start working with them immediately. Don't wait until January 20th.
Right.
And the next day, we heard from President Biden that that's exactly what he did in his meeting with President Trump. And we know from both sides that they've been working together, that there's no daylight between the two teams. And President Trump's team has been very involved in pushing for this deal as well, and they're completely on board. And we have to have full trust in the new team that they will carry this through. All three phases. It's not an easy deal. It's not a simple deal.
Yeah.
And all parties are going to have to be held accountable.
And we're incredibly thankful. I mean, we don't take it for granted. It's been a lot of hard work for a lot of good people. And we're very thrilled that we reached this moment, but it's not over until it's over. And we want our son.
Yeah, not over until it's over. As a parent, I could only imagine. Ronen and Orna Neutra, thank you for being with us tonight, sharing part of your story. I wish you all the best and hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you both.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.